Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us here at the First Alert Desk. My name's Karli Barnett, and we want to give you a look at some of the stories that we are following for your Saturday and for the rest of the weekend. We had our afternoon meeting, and we have our crews working on a pretty wide variety of stories for you later. Quick programming note, you may be watching the Georgia-Florida game right now. That means we don't have an early newscast, but we will have you covered at 10 o'clock tonight on Peachtree TV and at 11 on CBS. And of course, you can always watch our newscast streaming live, maybe like you are doing right now. So we hope you are enjoying our last warm weekend, it seems like, at least for the foreseeable future. Coming up later on, First Alert meteorologist Cutter Martin, he is going to give you an update tonight at 8 here at the First Alert Desk. But of course, you can also join us for your full forecast during the news. So one of the things that we want to talk about today is a music fest that is attracting thousands of people. ONE Musicfest is taking place this year at Piedmont Park, so that's a location change from the past. Some of the biggest names in the music industry are going to be there. It is going to be today and tomorrow, so today is the kickoff, and we're talking headliners like Janet Jackson, Kendrick Lamar, and Megan Thee Stallion all taking the stage. This is actually said to be one of the Southeast's largest urban progressive music festivals, and we have our reporter Asia Wilson. She's going to be reporting live from there tonight to give us the latest on all of the activity, but of course all of the traffic that may come along with it. She did a little bit of a preview for us last night, so to catch you up to where we are now, we're going to play that for you now.
I don't think we've ever seen something like this in Atlanta in like quite some time.
A lot of action could be seen at Piedmont Park on Friday.
I'm excited for ONE Musicfest. Like the lineup is just like stellar. Like
Tay Arnold was hard at work setting up the vendor areas for the two-day ONE Musicfest.
they're celebrating the 50th hip hop celebration, so there's gonna be a lot of stars out here just rocking the stage. Like I'm excited. The crowd's gonna love it.
Hitting the stage on Saturday will be Janet Jackson, Megan Thee Stallion, Lil Kim, Nelly, T-Pain, and many more. And Sunday has a star-studded list too.
Kendrick Lamar. I'm excited to see Brent Faiyaz. He's gonna be out here. He's like an R&B artist, so he's gonna be pretty cool. He's starting to have his rise to fame.
Last year, the festival was held in Old Fourth Ward Central Park. With this year's location change, there's a few things you need to know. We're told 10th Street between Piedmont Avenue and Monroe will be closed starting Friday night at 11 p.m.
I'm just most excited to see how the crowd loves everything that we've been setting up all week. I hope they really just enjoy it and have a great time.
Arnold says overall, he's ready to see what this will do for the area.
Music Midtown drew in about 20,000 people and it was raining. So it's going to be double the crowd, which maybe means a lot more money is coming out here to all the crew and stuff. So that'd be exciting, but it's going to be a lot of people out here. Like that lineup has brought so many people in.
In Midtown, Asia Wilson, Atlanta News First.
So again, Asia will be out there again tonight to bring us the latest on that. Now, she did bring up those road closures, so just something to keep in mind if you are going out and about for ONE Musicfest, or if you're just out enjoying your Saturday. You want to also keep in mind we have a number of homecomings taking place this weekend. Morehouse, Spelman, and Georgia Tech all taking place this weekend. So needless to say, it's going to be very busy out there tonight. So please be safe, leave early. You want to give yourself a little bit of extra time to get around so that you don't miss any of these awesome acts that are performing. And especially because the weather is so beautiful this weekend, I will imagine this will draw quite the crowd. The next story I want to bring you is actually a job opportunity. It is I guess a new business, but it's really an older business that is returning to the metro Atlanta area. This is a story that I did earlier this week. They only did their on-camera interview with Atlanta News First. This is the company Suniva, and they are a solar cell manufacturing plant. So we know what solar panels are generally, right? So solar cells are basically the building blocks to those solar panels. As the CEO of the company I spoke with said, it's almost like the brains of the solar panel. And they are based in Norcross, and it was back in 2017. They had to file for bankruptcy and ultimately close their doors. But they have just announced that come spring of 2024, they are going to be reopening, and they're going to be hiring for a lot of jobs. So I'm going to bring that story to you now. The sun is shining once again on a Metro Atlanta solar cell plant.
A solar panel is made up of individual solar cells.
Matt Card is president and CEO of Soneva, based in Norcross.
This, like your computer with the Intel chip inside, is the brains, if you will, of the solar module.
He announced the reopening of their factory come spring of 2024 after sitting idle the last 6 years. So how did we get here?
We were actually originally founded in 2007 out of research conducted at Georgia Tech.
From there, the Soneva solar cells could be found all over the world.
Australia, India, Europe, and we're in close enough places like the roof of the White House.
In fact, Atlanta News First did a story on Soneva in 2014 on their projects for the military. But in 2017, Soneva filed for bankruptcy, citing tough competition from cheaper panels from China.
About 35 U.S. solar manufacturers either went bankrupt, reorganized, or closed altogether, and Soneva was the last of those 35.
Now, in a matter of months, Soneva will be back in business. Card says that's thanks in part to tax credits on U.S.-made solar panels that came from the Inflation Reduction Act, as well as support from the local government level.
We're going through a complete renovation of the facility. We've invested heavily in upgrading the infrastructure of the facility.
The factory is currently under construction, but will reopen to create about 130 million solar cells a year. That's 1 gigawatt of power, which is enough to power roughly 750,000 homes per year. And Card says it will create at least 240 jobs.
We're going to relaunch and once again have the largest solar cell manufacturing facility in the U.S. right here in Georgia.
So pretty unbelievable to think that this was once the largest solar cell manufacturing plant in North America, and that existing right here in Metro Atlanta in the Norcross area with technology that was licensed from our very own Georgia Tech. So again, they anticipate this will create at least 240 jobs, and they are hiring for those jobs right now. We have more information on how you can apply. You can look for this story on atlantanewsfirst.com. So certainly an exciting development for the people in the Norcross area as they begin operation once again and increase their capacity, as he said, enough power to potentially power up to 750,000 homes per year. Pretty unbelievable. Well, before we go, I do want to leave you with this story from reporter Chelsea Beimfor. She spoke to this remarkable young woman. She is battling breast cancer at only 29 years old. And since we are approaching the end of October, we are approaching the end of Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Just wanted to share this story for you on your weekend, a little weekend wisdom. She definitely inspires people and encourages people to always hang on to hope no matter what.
This is one of Heather Tucker's happy places. A park in Peachtree City, where she often walks when she's not working or undergoing cancer treatment.
I thought I was going to go in, get some medication, get some fluids.
Last year, the then 28-year-old went to an urgent care after a week of feeling sick. That's where she learned cancer was eating away at her spine. Further testing revealed the cancer was in more than one place.
The test at that time revealed that it was stage 4 metastatic breast cancer. Metastatic means it's spread from the original location, and it at that point was also in my liver and my bones. I was just kind of in denial, actually. I remember thinking, okay, they said there's cancer in my back, but I don't have cancer. There's just cancer in my back. Like, you know, you kind of go through that denial.
According to the National Cancer Institute, the median age for a cancer diagnosis is 66 years old. At less than half that age, Heather was shocked but hopeful. She had surgery to fix 4 collapsed vertebrae in her back and began chemo in January. By March,
70% of the cancer cells were completely gone at that time.
Armed with good news, Heather hopped on a plane to Hawaii and celebrated her progress by running a half marathon.
I say ran, I definitely walked.
But 4 short months later, Heather received another devastating diagnosis.
I did in July receive some negative news that I had cancer in my brain, that it had continued spreading, and it's affected my eyes and my vision.
On this very same day, she found out that she got off the wait list for another half marathon, this one in her other happy place, Walt Disney World in Orlando, Florida. Heather calls it fate and says she'll keep putting one foot in front of the other until she beats cancer altogether.
I knocked out the first round of chemo, finished the half marathon. I'm gonna knock this out, finish this half marathon, and do it all for American Cancer Society. You just gotta have hope.
And earlier this month, Heather did get some good news. Her latest brain MRI came back almost clear. She will be undergoing several more rounds of chemo, though, until she travels to Disney World in February to run her next half marathon. If you would like to donate to her American Cancer Society fundraiser, you can find the link on AtlantaNewsFirst.com. I'm Chelsea Bine for Atlanta News First.
Well, we are certainly wishing Heather all of the best. We are all rallying behind you. As she said, she's going to knock out this chemo treatment and get that next half marathon done. Just so inspiring. Well, Heather's going to have some pretty beautiful weather to train for that half marathon. Anyone who is out and about this weekend, I want to have you take a look at this. It is just gorgeous outside. It's nice and warm and sunny, but boy, is there a big cold change on the way. It's coming up this week, so if you have trick-or-treat plans or really any other plans coming up, you're definitely going to want to tune in here to the First Alert Desk at 8 p.m. with meteorologist Cutter Martin, or you want to join us tonight at 10 and 11 for your newscast and your full forecast. Now, as always, these are just a few of the stories that we have been working on, but we have plenty more news still ahead. And of course, you can always keep up with us online at AtlantaNewsFirst.com and our Atlanta News First app. Stay safe, have a wonderful Saturday, and we'll see you tonight.